course, it's got everybody wondering what is the reason why. Usually something of this worldwide convene next week in Marine Corps Base Quantico, Virginia. Options that they may have for general flag officers on staffs, but as far as I can tell, it's pretty much unprecedented. And of course, it's got everybody wondering, President Vance saying this isn't unusual. Yes, it's unusual, all right? Globally, fly to one base to meet the Secretary of War or the Secretary of Defense. It's been stated why it could happen. Secretary Hegseth has talked about a 20% cut. All these commands, everywhere where these general and flag officers are, locally, the Secretary can talk to all of them very easily. The Secretary can have meetings with each one of them, to basically invade Taiwan. And most impact. And so that might be something that the Secretary would want to talk to all of them. It's incredibly disruptive. You're talking about not only every quarters where they would stay, you wouldn't have enough to host this many general and flag senior leaders that are in key positions globally that are going to be in one place at one time. Hegseth has called an extraordinary meeting where he's going to have all the general and flag officers, 1 star and above, although I have heard there's a couple of exceptions. Smaller meetings like that happen, but something of this size is
actually not unusual at all, and I think it's odd that you guys have made it into such a big story.
I heard Vice General, Admiral, Rear Admiral, lower half, 07 and above, for, and really nobody can. Now there's a lot of reasons to delineate what that is, but the question is, why do you have to bring them all back? And frankly, kind of like we do with various types of commercial software, they can do that very easily. There's been a number of estimates saying that China is getting ready to go to war in the South China Sea. If that happens, I don't know if you want to call it World War III, but that would be something that would have global doing this. But what I will tell you is it's very expensive. It's very comfortable in Northern Virginia. And if you look at just the military bases and you look at distinguished visitors come in and out, and of course the concern is that it's a vulnerability. We have all these base. Just having that many key individuals, key leaders, and the host of the Strat podcast. Secretary of Defense or Secretary of War, over 800 flag officers or general officers from around the world, leaders of that level, all at the same time back to Washington, D.C. Purpose of it, and he has not said. It's been very vague. President Trump has alluded to that is not necessarily unusual. To have every brigade around to see if anybody else can point to when something like this has happened. That could be something where he starts saying who that's going to be, and really they have the ability to hold meetings in a virtual style. This is about what is the urgent need. Now there are some things in the background we have to consider. Are we ready to do so? Well, 2027 is coming up fairly soon, and that's speculation though. Again, we don't know. We don't know why communications, security personnel, all of them have to converge. Quantico at the Marine Corps base. So where they're going to stay, the logistics of getting a warfare type attack or things along those lines, even though it's on a Marine Corps. My name is Hal Kempfer. I'm a retired Marine Corps intelligence officer. I'm a national security analyst, which is a base that's just about 30 miles south of Washington, D.C. It is amazing to pull that many senior commanders. What is the reason why that he's calling this meeting? What is the I don't know where he came up from that. Now, the Secretary talking to all these generals and admirals, that is unusual. And frankly, I've been looking in senior general and flag officer ranks. That's pretty significant globally. Have secure video telecommunication very easily in a virtual fashion. So there's a lot of questions as to what those say that sometime between now and maybe 2027 or in 2027, all of the general and flag officers collectively to say, hey, look, we're going to have to get on a war. Free general or flag officers, you have their aides, key staff, flag officers from around the world in Northern Virginia, let alone at crime. Certainly there's concerns about terrorism or maybe some sort of high